Hey guys, my name is Bianca and we're back with another library tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about Prisma, which is a node ORM that allows us to connect our application with our database seamlessly through a few steps only. And without further ado, let's get into it. Prisma's documentation is pretty comprehensive, but if you go to their quick start to connect with a new database, you might get some errors following the instructions. So I'm here to save you time. Let's start by installing Prisma, and I'm going to use the save dev flag here because it's only a development dependency. Then we will initialize it, and this will create a Prisma folder with a schema file in it. In this schema file, we will enter the provider, and for this tutorial, I'm going to be using Postgres, which is hosted in Neon. Inside the .env file that was created, you're going to add your data connection string. If you're connecting to a database that has existing tables, you would want to use the npx prisma db pull command, and this will basically create the models from your existing tables. But as you can see here, I don't have any tables, so we're going to create those in this schema file, and we're going to use Prisma to apply it. There are two ways to apply this, either using Prisma migrations or using the db push command that will apply the changes directly to the production database without history tracking. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you the migration route. So first, we're going to create the prisma/migrate/0_ whatever you want to call it folders. And this is where we're going to store the migration scripts. To create the migration file, we're going to be using the prisma migrate diff command. And we're going to tell it to create a script and save it to that folder that we just created. We're basically instructing Prisma to create us a script that will get us from point A to point B. In other words, what query should I run to go from an empty database with no tables to having tables listed in our schema file? And that command gives us this script. To apply this to our production database, we're going to run the migrate deploy command. When I refresh this page, we will see the tables in our database. Looking at this, it also created a Prisma migrations table. This helps us track any transformation scripts that we ran against our database. If you have the privileges to create a dev environment for your database, it is highly suggested to create migration scripts and apply them into dev before applying into production. Prisma has a command, migrate dev, that creates a shadow database for you, aka the dev instance, creates a migration file, and adds it to that instance. You can then run migrate deploy later to push it into production. To further demonstrate, I'm going to create a new model in the schema file, which represents an entity or a new table. I'm going to run migrate dev with the create only flag, which will create the migration script, but will not apply it to the shadow database. The beauty of using Prisma migrations to evolve the schema is that since we are tracking the changes, if we rerun a script that was already applied successfully, it will not let us. Assuming that a migration failed, we can use the migrate resolve rollback command to reapply the migration. On the other hand, if you have a migration script that was already applied to the database outside of Prisma and you just want to add it to the migration history, aka baselining when you're connecting with an existing database, then you can use the migrate resolve applied followed by the path to the migration file command. And that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you found it helpful, make sure to like that button.